Yet another child barely out of nappies has been persecuted by school officials for playing with a toy gun on the school bus. The Washington Post reports that the 5-year-old from Dowell Elementary School in Lusby, Maryland was questioned by school officials for over 2 hours after he showed a friend his cowboy-style cap gun on the way to school. Officials finally called the boy's mother when he wet his pants. The mother told the Post that she found it highly unusual that her son soiled himself, indicating that he was very intimidated. The report states that the boy's parents bought him the plastic, orange-tipped cap gun at Frontier Town, a Western-themed adventure center. Following the interrogation, the boy told his mother that he had brought it to school because he had really wanted to show his friend, who had previously brought a water pistol to school. The school's principal told the mother that her son had pointed the toy at other students and pretended to shoot them, although the boy and his sister, who was also on the bus and subsequently questioned, say this is not the case. The principal even stated that had the gun been loaded with caps, then it would have been deemed an explosive, and police would have been called in. The boy, who remains anonymous, has been suspended from school for 10 days. If the punishment stands, it would become part of the boy's permanent school record, and keep him out of classes the rest of the school year, the report notes. The school was quite obviously taking it very seriously, and he's 5 years old, the boy's mother said. Why were we not immediately contacted? I have no problem that he had a consequence to his behavior, the mother added. What I have a problem with is the severity. The family has hired attorney Robin Ficker, who was also the attorney involved in the infamous Hello Kitty bubble gun incident back in January, when school officials in Pennsylvania suspended a 5-year-old girl for threatening classmates with a toy that contains a harmless soap solution. Officials were also said to have interrogated the girl for several hours before notifying her parents. Officials at the Mount Carmel school issued a statement describing the girl's actions as terroristic and then refused to retract it following media coverage. Kids play cowboys and Indians, Ficker stated with regards to the latest incident. He added that the boy's age is important. They play cops and robbers. You're talking about a little 5-year-old here. He's all bugs and frogs and cowboys, the boy's mother added. School officials said they cannot comment on the matter, but have scheduled a disciplinary conference today to resolve it. This latest knee-jerk overreaction to children playing with anything that even remotely resembles a gun comes just days after another kindergartner was punished by school officials and forced to apologize for bringing a tiny miniature Lego gun onto a school bus. The list of previous incidents of this nature is now so long that it has prompted Maryland Senator J.B. Jennings to introduce a bill to stop such idiotic overreactions being played out over and over again in schools. In March, a 7-year-old boy from Maryland was suspended for unintentionally biting his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun. A 3rd grader in Michigan was reprimanded by school officials when he brought a cupcake to school with a plastic toy soldier holding a gun on top of it. A 10-year-old Virginia boy who was arrested for taking a plastic toy gun to school was forced to deal with a potentially permanent criminal record over the incident. A student in Florence, Arizona was recently suspended because he had a picture of a gun on his computer. A 6-year-old kindergartner in South Carolina was suspended for taking a small transparent plastic toy gun to school for a show and tell. A 5-year-old in Massachusetts who faced suspension for building a small toy gun out of Lego bricks and play shooting his classmates. We also reported on an incident that erupted when a discussion between 2 children about a toy Nerf gun caused a lockdown and a massive armed police response at 2 elementary schools in the Bronx. In another incident, a Long Island high school was also placed on lockdown for 6 hours in response to a student carrying a toy Nerf gun. The Nerf gun was once again the deadly weapon of choice, as a university campus in Rhode Island was placed on lockdown, causing panic and minor injuries when a stampede to flee the building ensued. In another incident, a teacher at Malden High School in Massachusetts, who glimpsed sight of a gun, alerted police who rushed to the scene only to discover a neon water pistol. School officials then vowed to track down the suspect, who brought the toy to school using surveillance cameras. A South Philadelphia elementary student was searched in front of classmates and threatened with arrest after she mistakenly brought a paper gun to school. A 6-year-old boy was suspended from his elementary school, also in Maryland, for making a gun gesture with his hand and saying "pow." Another two 6-year-olds in Maryland were suspended for pointing their fingers into gun shapes while playing cops and robbers with each other. A couple of second-grade students at a Virginia elementary school were recently suspended for 2 days after violating the school's zero-tolerance policy on weapons when they pointed pencils at other students and made gun noises. In Oklahoma, a 5-year-old boy was also recently suspended for making a gun gesture with his hand. A 13-year-old middle school 7th grade student in Pennsylvania was also suspended for the same hand gesture. The terrorists really are everywhere these days.